By the end of that day, I think we'd closed about 70K worth of revenue. And then that was the thing that bumped us to the 1.2 million.
This is Ali Abdaal, the man who quit med school to become a full-time YouTuber and has gone on to find incredible financial success from it over the last few years.
2020, a dramatic jump there from 130,000 to 1.2 million. How does this happen?
So what was this genius strategy that Ali discovered in 2020 that took him from being a broke college kid in 2018 to making well over $5 million in 2023 from his channel? And more importantly, how can us smaller YouTubers use this strategy to earn some of that delicious YouTube cheddar? Now, Ali's income growth is no secret. In fact, he's actually quite transparent about it.
These 9 different sources generate around $27,000 per week, which brings us to an overall grand total of 1.362 million US dollars.
But one thing that he's never fully clear on is the exact strategy he's using to earn that income. And being the guy who's obsessed with YouTube and how to make money from it, I just had to dive in and figure this out for myself. Now, obviously I thought, well, he's got like 1 million subscribers, so he's clearly making bank from AdSense and sponsorships and stuff like that, right? I mean, those views gotta add up to something. But after doing a little research, I found that wasn't exactly the case. You can see here on this chart where Ali's income has been broken down into his different income streams, that AdSense only makes up for 12% of his total income. And only 20% of that is from sponsorships. So what about this other 68% of the pie here? After watching hours of interviews of Ali discussing his income, I began to piece together where all this income is coming from, and I started to uncover his genius strategy that he uses to make his millions, one step at a time. To truly understand this strategy, we have to look at how Ali first began earning his income on YouTube. In the first few years, he wasn't making that much income, at least nowhere near that $1 million mark.
Well, in 2017, it basically made absolutely nothing. Basically zero in 2017. Let's call it $2.27 because that's what YouTube says we made in AdSense.
As a matter of fact, in 2017 when he started, he actually lost money from his YouTube channel.
Yeah. And it cost you $5,156. Why did it cost you so much that year?
Oh, because I bought a camera.
Oh, you bought a camera.
Lights
okay.
and, that stuff.
Yeah, so you lost $5,100.
In 2018, he began to dabble in making courses that he could sell to other students at his school. And this was actually working for him.
In 2018, our total revenue was $24,615.
And this is actually what led him to selling Skillshare courses in 2019.
2019 is when I started making Skillshare classes. Thomas Frank, who had a couple of Skillshare classes, and Francesco from Keep Productive, who had a couple of Skillshare classes. And they said, oh, you make good money on Skillshare. And so I was like, okay, cool, let's make a course on Skillshare.
He had courses ranging from how to edit in Premiere Pro to how to study and how to be more productive. Just things that he was good at and that he felt he could help other people with. That year, he hit $130,000 in revenue.
And for context, my doctor salary at the time was about $40,000. And so my YouTube channel by the end of 2019 was making 3 times more than my annual salary as a doctor.
And this was all from his YouTube following of, at the time, around 488,000 subscribers. But what exactly did he discover to make that crazy jump from $130,000 in 2019 to $1.2 million in 2020? Well, Ali began to work a lot harder on his YouTube and really honed in on his niche, pivoting his channel more to a productivity channel and less med student type content. This audience aligned much better with his courses that he had on Skillshare, and this began to get him much more traffic to his Skillshare courses. And he was actually on track for making $1 million that year, but there was one little problem.
If Skillshare income used to be about $70,000 a month for us. And when the numbers got to the point where we were nearly making $1 million a year from Skillshare, I was thinking, okay, there's no way in hell this is sustainable. And then in October last year, they changed their monetization algorithm and everyone's rates got slashed. A big goal for myself was we need to own our revenue and we need at least 50% of our revenue to come from our own products.
That's right. Ali decided that he needed to make his own product. Not one that was controlled by another platform, but one that he completely controlled the revenue from. This was the true way he could succeed on his own terms. Having your own product, especially a digital product like a course, is one of the best moves you can make for earning income from YouTube. Whether it's a huge course like Ali made, or more of a niche course for something that you specialize in. As long as there's an audience of people who would find value in your teachings, then a course can be a solid move financially. And the best part about a digital product like a course is that once it's made, you can sell it forever and earn passive income from it.
So this course took me a weekend to film, and I paid a freelancer like 2 days worth of work to edit it. And this course has been making $3,000 a month on Skillshare every month since September 2019.
Oh my God.
Without me doing anything at all. The second class I made was how to study for exams. That's been doing 10K a month on Skillshare every month since like May of 2020.
That's working smarter, not harder. Put in a little effort one time to make a product and then be able to sell it indefinitely, forever. So Ali decided on selling a new course since he had found so much success from selling his courses on Skillshare.
I see all these comments from people being like, I want to start a YouTube channel. In the pandemic, everyone was like, yeah, I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for ages. And then I just thought, why don't I make a course where I teach people how to do YouTube?
So now how exactly did Ali go about launching this course once it was done?
Literally by just mentioning it on Twitter. And I think in my email newsletter, like, hey, we've opened the course, who wants to sign up? We launched the course. Elizabeth, I think, said, oh my God, you should refresh the page. And suddenly we had like $10,000, like £10,000 sitting in the account. I was like, what? The actual, like £10,000? By the end of that day, I think we'd closed about 70K worth of revenue. So that first cohort made like 350K. And then that was the thing that bumped us to the 1.2 million.
So he hit his first million by selling his own product. In this case, it was his course. But wait a minute, did you catch what he said there about making that $70,000 in one day?
Literally by just mentioning it on Twitter. And I think in my email newsletter.
Like, hey, we've opened the course, who wants to sign up?
Ah, okay. So having an email list is crucial to this strategy of his.
Yes. I would say most creators should really think about making some sort of product, like an online course or something like that. It's way easier to sell an online course when you have an email list.
By having this email list, Ali was able to instantly get his product into the hands of his potential customers with just the click of a button and without paying for any advertising. But that's not the only good thing that Ali has to say about having an email list.
I think the email list is the most valuable asset that we have. I would rather have 500,000 email subscribers than 5 million YouTube subscribers, because people on email have signed up to hear more from you. They're your owned audience. You can contact them directly. You know, I've got 5 million subscribers on YouTube. Realistically, not all 5 million are active. Not all 5 million are even getting notifications that my videos are live. Not all 5 million are seeing the videos on their home screen. But when I send an email, I can guarantee it's basically landing in everyone's inbox. And then like 50-60% of people are actually opening those. That's absolutely huge compared to what it is on YouTube.
That's right. Building an email list can be more valuable than even having a huge social media following, because you have direct contact to your customers that aren't controlled by the mysterious algorithm. Being able to market to your past customers or leads who are curious about working with you can be so valuable to any type of company, but especially an online-based business, and building one is easier than ever. There's so many tools out there now for capturing emails and allowing you to easily contact and market to them all at once. And the best part is these emails can all be pre-made and automated to go out based on date or behavior of your email list, which means you can be sending emails to thousands of people every single day without even thinking about it. Now, Ali uses ConvertKit to do this, but you can use a number of different softwares. You just need the ability to make a simple opt-in page to capture the emails to market to in the future. The one that I like to use is Kajabi because it not only has email marketing capabilities, but it also can host an entire course if you decide you want to go that route, similar to Ali. I'll leave a link for that down in the description in case you want to check it out. Okay, so an email list means instant access to sales. Got it. But what did he actually do to build that email list so fast? And how can we go about getting people to actually want to join our email list?
It's very easy to get an email list by giving away free stuff, like free assets. So I don't recommend people start an email newsletter necessarily, because I think that's the thing people default to, because they see mine, they see yours, like, oh, start a newsletter. It's actually really hard to have a regular newsletter.
It's like a YouTube channel.
Whereas if, for example, the creator is, I don't know, doing finance content, and they could give away a free PDF that has like 10 different side hustle ideas, and that's behind an email sub. Now they're building an email list, but without actually having to provide the weekly content.
So Ali creates free downloadable products that he can give out as incentives to earn these emails. These are called lead magnets, and they're a great way to build an email list fast. When it comes to the best type of lead magnets to provide, think about what would serve your audience best to further provide answers to their questions on a particular problem. In other words, what could be a great complement to the content that you're making to give your viewers even more value? Now, the key here, though, is instead of just giving them this download directly, you have to offer this for free in exchange for an email address. And that's exactly how Ali was able to gain 110,000 new email addresses in just 6 months.
I made a video about how I manage my time, and in that video I used like this Google Sheet template that I made. I was like, hey, and I'll put a link down to this Google Calendar, to this like Google Sheet template if you want it down below. And that video ended up getting like over 2 million views. Instead of just putting a link to the Google Sheet, we put a link to a landing page that required an email address to then get the link to the Google Sheet. And we had 110,000 people sign up to the email list in the last 6 months, purely because they wanted to download my Google Sheet. And my mind was blown. When we saw that, we were like, right, we need lead magnets in every single goddamn video, because this is like so powerful. So now we try very hard to make lead magnets and like create these like PDFs or resources and stuff to give away something for free in return for someone's email address.
All right, so Ali's at his $1 million mark, but now how did he scale that to all the way up to $5 million this last year? Well, Ali continued to scale his course sales. He did this by creating more content and driving traffic to his lead magnets, and then doing all of the main selling of his course through his email. Now, the way Ali releases his course is generally in batches to a bunch of live people, to where people can join the course in groups and take the course all at one time. This is what's called cohort style. And Ali's most recent cohort in 2023 made him over $1 million from that cohort alone.
which was the most amount of money you'd made in a month, right? Which is over $1 million.
Yeah.
He also made over $528,000 through one email automation that they set up for a Black Friday Cyber Monday sale. So as you can see, this technique is definitely still working for him.
All in all, the overall revenue of PTYA, Part-Time YouTuber Academy, was around about $2.59 million.
And he's still earning money from Skillshare too. That's what makes up for 63% of his total earnings on this chart. Because of his following growing, he also is able to diversify his income streams now. You can see here, 5% of his income is coming from affiliate marketing, where he mainly offers affiliate links to softwares that he likes to use, such as ConvertKit that he uses for his email marketing. 12% of his income is coming from AdSense, like I mentioned earlier, and 20% of that is coming from sponsorship deals.
This year, we are on track to do 5-point-something million in revenue.
That's insane.
So how exactly can you apply this strategy to your YouTube channel? Well, you have to start by understanding your audience and their problems that they have. What questions are they asking and what kind of things could you help them with, just like Ali did with his content and his products? Once you have a good understanding of your audience, you gotta make them an offer. A free offer in this case, for a lead magnet in exchange for their email address. And mention this free lead magnet in all of your content with a link to your opt-in page mentioned down in the description. As you begin to build your email list, you can begin to survey your audience and find out exactly what kind of digital products they would be most interested in. As your content continues to gain attention and your email list continues to grow, so will your revenue stream opportunities, like AdSense, affiliate marketing, and sponsorship deals. But most importantly, you now have created an automated passive income machine built to capture leads for you and market your products to people on autopilot while you sit back and focus on just making content. I think by focusing your content on a set of problems that your audience has and leading them in the direction of a helpful product is the key to growing your income quickly on YouTube. I know from personal experience that this works, even for us smaller YouTube channels. Ali even agrees that you should be thinking of your YouTube channel through this lens from day one.
Maybe not from day one, but maybe like day 6 months into the journey, people should really start thinking about what is the product they want to sell.
Yeah.
Because I know so many YouTubers who are dependent on AdSense and brand deals who have to hit 1 million views for the next upload because otherwise, like, our sponsorship rates go down. Can't afford the team anymore. If you just had a product to sell. And now you're not so reliant on the views.
Now, courses are by no means the only option of digital products that you can sell from your YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, there might be even more options than you think. If you want to get some inspiration for other digital products that you can sell, check out this video right here. In this video, I dive in deeper to 3 of the best type of digital products that you can make money from on your YouTube channel. You may actually be surprised at how easy some of these can be to start selling and make passive income from. So I'll see you in that video.